Our advanced stats entry explainer video. In this video, we're going to walk through what information you need to keep track of while on the course in order to enter into stats tracking. First and foremost, a quick navigation of the stats entry page. Up at the top here, we can navigate between our different holes by selecting a hole, and we'll jump straight to that hole that we want to go to. We can also access the information about the round if we want to edit information that we've already entered previously when creating the round. And we can view a summary of our round as well, including a check to see which errors we may have in entering our rounds. Obviously, before entering everything, there are many errors. So let's dive into actually entering a round of golf. On hole 1 here, we see that we have a tee shot, and we get to define where the tee shot ended up. It can hit the fairway, end up in the rough, in the trees, or in a penalty area, such as the water hazard or out of bounds. You can define each of those options for it missing to the left or missing to the right. Once we have chosen one of those options, we can move on to the approach section. If you didn't have an approach shot, you can very simply just select no approach, but in most cases you will. You can select that you have an approach shot. In general, approach shots are going to be whichever shot you attempted to reach the green on. On a par 5, you're trying to go for it in 2, your second shot would be your approach shot, but if you needed to lay up, your third shot would be your approach shot. For each of your approach shots, you can enter the distance that you had, the lie that you hit it from, as well as where the approach shot ended up. In this case, let's say we missed right. In the event that you did have a penalty shot on the approach shot, you can simply select that you had a penalty. In this case, we missed the green, so we're going to have a short game shot. In those cases, simply add a short game shot and then define the different information asked here for the short game shot, such as what lie was it from? The fairway. Was it a good lie or bad lie? In this case, let's say it was a good lie. How long was the shot? A medium length. And what type of shot did you choose to hit? A low, medium, or high shot? Let's choose medium. Once we've done that, we can select the number of putts that we had. Let's choose that we had 1 putt. In this case, we know that we hit the green, and we know that this putt made it into the hole because we only had 1 putt. But in the event we had 2 putts, we could select where the putt missed. In this case, if we missed our first putt, we could define that it missed long and to the right. We're going to choose that we had 1 putt, in which case we don't need to define a miss. We do just need to define which way did the putt break, or what was the read of the putt. In this case, we're going to say that it was a left to right putt from 6 feet. And then the last section here is to define the score. We can choose whichever values we want, and we'll choose to enter a 4. And that's all the information you need for entering our advanced statistics. All of this is also available on the mobile app, but desktop entry is available in this format. One option you do have is the ability to configure your stats entry, in which case you can actually limit what information you're entering. In this case, we provide the option to disable putt miss and read statistics. So if we wanted to do that, we can simply save that information, and then we'll see here that we only need to enter our putt distances, and we don't need to enter putt miss or read information. The last piece we'd like to highlight is the ability to add a notable. This is the blue button up here in the top corner. And whenever something notable occurs on the course, whether it be a specific shot or something between holes, you can add a specific notable, define what category the notable was in. Maybe it was something external. Define what you thought the impact was, good, bad, or unknown. And then add whichever note you want to add. I heard a dog bark, for example. Once it's added, it's there and available for you to edit and modify as needed. That helps in your analysis after the fact and assessing your mental performance. Once you've entered all of your round statistics, we can end up on the summary page here, where we'll have a check to make sure that your round actually passes all of our errors and warnings to make sure that everything is in good sense. In this case here, we haven't entered any of the stats for holes 2 and on, so there's a number of errors. If we wanted to fix the errors, we could simply just click on one of the boxes and it will take us directly to the hole that has the error, and we can resolve that error that's understood. That's all for this advanced analysis explainer video. Thanks so much for watching, and check out our next one.